He woke to the sound of machines breathing for him. White light pressed against his eyes like a false sun. The hospital room smelled of metal and antiseptic and fear. He tried to move his hand, but the strength was gone. His name echoed in his mind but felt distant and unreal. Doctors had told him the accident should have killed him. They said survival was a miracle that made no sense. They did not know the miracle was only beginning. Pain rolled through his body like slow fire. Not sharp, not clean, but deep and ancient. He felt heat under his skin as if embers lived in his blood. The heart monitor began to race with a rising cry. Nurses rushed in thinking it was shock or trauma. They did not see the faint glow beneath his chest. They did not hear the low sound like distant thunder. Only he felt it calling from somewhere far older than memory. His bones shifted with a pressure that was not breaking but reshaping. Muscles tightened and relaxed in patterns no human body should know. He bit down on a scream as heat flooded his spine. Scales like shadows flickered beneath his skin, then vanished. A doctor shouted orders while another reached for sedatives. The needle never touched him because the air itself trembled. Lights flickered as if afraid of what was being born. The walls hummed with a deep, resonant pulse. He remembered a dream from childhood long forgotten. A vast sky of fire and stars. A voice that spoke without words. A promise made before he was human. The memory returned now clear and terrifying. You will sleep until the world needs you again. When blood and flame meet, you will awaken. You are not alone. The heart monitor flatlined for 3 long seconds. Panic erupted in the room like a storm. Then the sound returned stronger, deeper, more powerful. The beat was no longer human. It echoed like a drum in a mountain cavern. The temperature in the room began to rise. Windows cracked as hot air expanded. Alarms screamed, but no one could hear over the roar. In the corner of the room, space folded like cloth. Light bent inward, forming a spiral of gold and red. The nurses froze, unable to move or scream. From the spiral, a massive shape pushed forward. Claws touched the floor with a sound like stone breaking. Wings unfurled, brushing the ceiling and tearing it open. A dragon stood in the hospital room, breathing smoke and light. Its scales shimmered like molten metal in starlight. Eyes burned with intelligence older than civilization. Each breath filled the room with warmth, not destruction. It lowered its head toward the bed. The man looked back without fear. Somehow he knew this creature as kin. As guardian as truth made flesh. The dragon spoke not with sound but presence. You are awake at last. The world has forgotten us, but it will remember. Your body has changed to endure what is coming. Mine has crossed the veil to protect you. Together we will stand. Doctors fled or collapsed in shock. Security cameras melted into useless metal. Outside the hospital, people pointed at the sky. A shadow passed over the city, vast and winged. Sirens wailed as panic spread like wildfire. No weapon fired because no one knew how to respond. The dragon folded its wings and remained still. It was not here to destroy but to witness. The man sat up easily now as if gravity had softened. Tubes and wires fell away like dead vines. His skin no longer pale but warm and strong. He swung his legs over the bed and stood. Each movement felt precise and powerful. The pain was gone, replaced by clarity. He could feel the heartbeat of the city. He could hear fear, hope, and wonder. The dragon lowered its massive head. Climb upon my shoulder, child of flame. The man placed his hand against its scales. They were hot but did not burn. Images flooded his mind of ancient wars, of dragons and humans once bound together, of betrayal that shattered the bond, of a future that demanded its return. Outside, soldiers gathered with weapons trembling in their hands. Orders were shouted but ignored. No one wanted to be the first to strike. The dragon stepped through the shattered wall. Glass and concrete fell like rain. It spread its wings against the open sky. The man stood beside it unafraid. His voice carried farther than any shout. Do not attack. This is not your enemy. I was human yesterday, and I am still human today. But I am also something more. The world is changing whether you wish it or not. This is only the beginning. The sky darkened as clouds formed in perfect circles. Energy pulsed through the air like a living thing. Across the world, others began to awaken. Hidden bloodlines stirred in silence. Old myths breathed again. The age of forgetting was ending. The dragon roared once not in rage but declaration. The sound rolled across mountains and oceans. It was heard in dreams and deep memories. It said, "We have returned. We are watching. We will not be ignored." The man looked at the city below. Fear was everywhere, but so was awe. He felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. His body had changed for a reason. The dragon had appeared for a purpose. Together they would face what was coming, not as monsters but as guardians. Above the hospital, the dragon leapt into the sky. The man held fast as wind and fire surrounded them. Below, the world watched history rewrite itself. The age of dragons and changed humans had begun, and nothing would ever be the same.